Hey guys, it's Serenity Beach Stables here. I literally just filmed this video and my YouTube and my camera were like, no. So it wouldn't let me upload on YouTube, so refilming. I decided to use just my camera app on my phone instead of upload straight to YouTube from the YouTube app. So in this video, because it's kind of been a while since I posted an actual good video, besides like my Christmas one that I just did, and maybe a possible collection tour that was in there. I don't know. I've kind of like neglected my YouTube channel and I hate that. Sorry if I'm like constantly like taking drinks. My mouth's been dry lately. I haven't been feeling too well. Been kind of dehydrated, and so I've been trying to drink a lot of water. I've been doing really good on that. I only had one Mountain Dew, and that was a couple days ago. Yesterday at work, all I drank was water. Normally I get a lemonade or something. All I drank was water. So I've been trying to drink more water. Again, I may have to, I'm at a little less than half a cup, so I might have to pause this video, which is an awesome feature on this phone, and refill that water. In this video today, I'm going to go over some show stuff. Basically, I have insomnia, I can't sleep, anxiety, big melting pot of a bunch of stuff. I can't sleep. I like to work, I like to do stuff. I'm watching TV, I'm show prepping, I'm cleaning horses, reorganizing horses, playing video games. Something. I gotta keep my mind busy. Been having a lot of anxiety attacks lately, so I've been just trying to keep my mind busy. This has been helping. Show prep, as well as deciding to do this video tonight because I knew I was going to get an attack, so I decided to start a video, which will help me a lot because this is going to take my mind off of it. So, I'm going to go over show prep for shows. I figured I'd give you guys some help videos. I had a model horse tips video page set up. I don't use it anymore. That information is going to be outdated. I am not using it. I will be deleting the video off of there. I know a lot of people have probably used it, have seen it, possibly. It's basically like show prep is basically what it is. I was going to do just a series of vlogs related to the model horse hobby. I just might do them on here. I think I'm just going to do them straight on here on YouTube, on my main YouTube. And you can catch a lot of information posted on my Instagram. I post a lot on there. If I'm not busy, of course, with work or something. Lately, I haven't been working as much. Well, winter break, I've been working a lot because of where I work. But I've just been like super busy. I forget about Instagram sometimes. Poor thing. I'm on Facebook more than I'm on Instagram, and I like Instagram more than I like Facebook. So I like Facebook because I can talk to people and sell horses. And use a reference board. That's about it. Instagram I love just because I love posting pictures. I love sharing my photography, even if it's with just my S7 Edge here, my phone. But yeah, so I'm just going to go over show prep for you guys because that's what I'm in the middle of doing right now. Little bit about my show career. I'm going to try to sum this up as fast as possible. My last video turned out to be like 30 minutes long. And I understand if you guys don't want to stay and watch this whole video. But I just want to get in there. I want to help you guys. If you guys are getting into showing, I want to help you. Basically, with me, I started showing in 2013. First show I ever went to was in Golden, Colorado, called Red Devil Live. That's where I first started showing in Colorado. I live in Nebraska, which is a completely different region than Colorado, according to NAMSHA. And, which is the, Nationals, like the Model Horse, committee, that hosts the NAN, the Nationals. And, started getting to know a lot of people out there, so I've just been showing out there. Recently, we've been having a spike in shows out here in Region 4. My friend and I have also hosted a couple here in, Lincoln, Nebraska. We have another one coming up. Haven't come up with a name for it yet. We know for sure it's possibly going to be on May 19th. I have to go secure the show hall. We've been using, the bank that I bank with, just finished, probably within the last year, I believe it was the last year, finished a new bank on the east side of town. And it's huge, and it's got this cool community space underneath. Our shows have been small enough to where we've been able to use those, and they're like the gigantic circular tables, so those work out pretty well as well. We're hoping to hopefully have a little bit more people at this show. We were supposed to at the last show, but it was still like 5 people. We like having our show small. We cap them, I think, at 10 entrants. I don't know if that's counting us. She doesn't show I have. And I'm showing it this one because it's an all babies show. It's what we're doing. We're doing all babies. OF custom AR China babies. All sizes. Stablemates, traditionals, classics, anything in between. So I'm excited for that. That's the current show that my friend and I have planned. We did one last March or May or something. That was a micro show, just micro minis, the mini winnies. And then we did one in November. We called it Show Pool because it was she's a Deadpool fan. And we did just custom and, I believe it was custom and artist resin, chestnuts and blacks is what it was. And I think we allowed dilutes and all that stuff. So I'm trying to remember our little show packet. But yeah, so that was kind of fun. So we've been having a lot of shows appear here in Region 4. And the show that I'm going to be using in this video is my show that's coming up in March, which I'm very excited about because it's an hour away. I can leave at 7 and actually make it there the time the doors open. I could almost leave at 7:30, make up the time on the interstate. Because naturally, Saturday mornings, depending on if there was a holiday, Saturday mornings cabs are not out. So, just kidding. I only sped once to a show, and that's because I was running really late because my car had a flat tire. She's above me in that corner. Over there. I yell at it a lot. I love my car, but I yell at it a lot. I took it to Briarfest this summer, and it did really awesome, as well as Oklahoma, so that was awesome, but it's my new car. It decided the morning of my last show to have a flat tire. So, always prepare for that. That's the one thing I have learned with driving myself to shows. Prepare for car troubles. I've had cars. I had one time a car didn't start, and we had to load everything into my car. One time we rock, paper, scissored on cars. My friend and I, a girl I was friends with in Colorado, basically what we did was every time, each show, like, we split up. So, like, she drove once, we don't load up into her car. And then the next show I drove, and vice versa. That's kind of how we did it. And, except for, like, sorry, my back is killing me. I was working today. I had to stand a lot, and it hurts, and deal with kids and stuff. And apologies if I, again, with the water, like I said, I've been dying. I haven't been feeling too well. It's just going around, dude. It's going around. Anyway, so always prepare for the unexpected. Last minute things. Last year, this show I went to in Council Bluffs, my Tahoe that I owned had a flat tire. We filled it up. Luckily, it was a slow enough leak to where it didn't affect us. This one was a freaking, like, shred. Like, I had a big nail stuck in there because it was when I got my estimate done because I was in an accident in October. And it was when I got my estimate done. And, yeah, that was fun. Waking up show morning and seeing I had a flat tire. Tried filling it up, but I could hear the hissing. So I called my dad. I said, I'm sorry for waking you. I'm borrowing your car. And he's like, okay, fine. Leave your keys in the house and move my stuff over. So that's basically what I did. We took it in that Monday. But anyway, so prepare for all that. Make sure you're checking your tires. Make sure you're checking your oil pressure. Make sure you're checking, I don't know, windshield wipers, things like that, because it was rainy when I left. Like, I was soaked to the bone from trying to fill up my freaking tire because there was a thunderstorm. In, what was it, November? End of October, early November? Like, Jesus. I was soaked to the bone. I had the heat going on the way there because I was hot. Well, because I was cold from the rain. Things like that. Like, it was bad. It was really bad. So I'll make sure you double check that the night before, maybe a couple hours before, depending on how early you get up for the show. Alright, so we're going to get into this. Sorry, like I said, I run off on tangents a lot. I've brought over here my trusty sidekick who doesn't like to have his resolution shown on my camera. This is my new tablet. I love it a lot. I'm using it for shows and stuff. That is basically what my car looks like. That is the front end, basically, of my car. It's not mine in particular. It was something that I found on Zedge. I needed a background for my tablet. So I'm gonna go back because I had this all set up and I got it a pop socket too because I dropped stuff. Like my phone screen is shattered. But I got it a cute little pop socket. It's a Galaxy. I should have had this on my phone because my phone's a Galaxy. Alright. So the website that you guys are going to use to find your shows is namsha.org. It's I'm going to post a link to it here. You guys can always message me on Instagram or here on YouTube if you forget the website. It's namhsa.org. Basically, this is going to be your hub. This is where you're going to find everything pertaining to shows. You're going to find NAN information. If you decide, oh my god, I've got enough cards now, I want to show a NAN, you can get some information about that here. Actual show packet you have to request, and then you have to send in a list of horses that you're taking and their cards, something like that. This is going to be my first year. If it happens, this is going to be my first year. If it does happen, because I was planning on doing it last year, but then they canceled it like almost the last minute, and so I didn't. But because I planned on doing it last year. Anyway, so you will go onto this website, and then there's like a search bar off to the side here on the left. And then I'm just going to scroll because my tablet's small. You go to the Find a NAN Qualifying Show. That's right here. I'm going to try staying on this side. I like this. This is showing up a lot better here. Find a NAN Qualifying Show. There's by date, by region, by name. I hit by region, and I'll show you why. Okay? What it does here is it shows you what the region is. Screw your tablet. It shows you the region, and then underneath here in the parentheses, it shows you what states that region covers. So region 1, it's Alaska, Idaho, Montana, etc. So it shows you that, and then it'll show you the date, the name of the show, where it's located, and then if you have any questions, who to contact. That's one thing, always double check. And then if the shows happened, like, Jolt's Jubilee, it was in Idaho, it has its results page right here. So I can click that. If I had shown there, you can click that. You can pull it up. It'll show you the results from that show that are posted by the show holder. Because they have to be sent in within a certain amount of time or something. So then you just scroll down. You just keep looking for whatever state you're in. So region 2. Here's region 3. This is another one. This is one that is showing. Region 4. Here we go. This is my region. They've slowly started adding some for ours. I'm going to click on Halfway Live. Halfway Live is a show I'm going to March 17th in Fremont. I haven't paid for it yet. I need to. Had bills come through. That's why I've been selling some horses. So then it's going to pull up its website or Facebook page, whatever it is. This one, it's its website. So I'm going to show you kind of what information you need to look for on the website. Couple things you probably want to look for, since this is also a group on Facebook. That's how I found out about it, was our region page on Facebook, which I recommend you join. If you search on NAMSHA, you figure out what region you're in, and join. If you have a Facebook, join your region page on Facebook. Trust me, do it. You'll get a lot of show info on there. You can also get help from your local show people, because like I said, it's not just necessarily your local peeps, unless you have just like we have a Nebraska model horse group thingy majigger on Facebook. Do we use it? Not as much, but we mostly post on our Region 4 page. So if you guys get onto your region page on Facebook, you'll get a lot of show information. You'll get a lot of help. Trust me, there are, I'm going to call them professional model horse showers. I don't consider myself one, but I know a lot about the subject. So, I mean, I've been showing for, what is it now? 5 years? Roughly speaking. Yeah, about 5 years. It's 2018. It'll be about 5 years in August is my show. So that's about 4.5 now. Basically what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to see that. Most of the times the shows have a Facebook page, so then you can get information about that show, or as well as message the show holders to get info. But it'll post that on the website as well, the information on how to message your show holders. I'm going to hold it here. Like it says it on mine. It tells me that it's a NAN qualified show. Things like that. Up here in the upper right hand for me, sometimes it'll be over here, sometimes it'll be on the side, whatever, gives me my info. You're going to want to go to show rules and info first before you even touch the class list. This is, I always like to double check because sometimes things change, okay? Basically, it's going to give you some basic information, who the show holders are, where it's located, date, and what time the hall itself opens for setup, and when the classes will start. Sometimes you'll get judging info. This one has entrant info as well, which is on this page, on this bubble here. Lunch information as well. I'm going to kind of try to turn down my thing again. Lunch info, because sometimes they bring in lunch. Sometimes you might have to buy your own lunch, bring your own, whatever. Some shows do potlucks, which is kind of fun. The show rules, basically just basic show information, you know, don't cross enter, how many models you can enter, proxy info, things like that, which you can always ask me questions about those. I'll be able to answer that info for you. If you have any questions about that on yours as well. If you guys are having questions about a show in particular, send me where your region is and what the name of the show is if you know it, okay? And then I can help you with that. All right, especially you youngers. I can help you guys through my Instagram page. If you guys have an Instagram, as well as here on YouTube, you guys can shoot me a quick message, comment below, whatever. I can help you guys out, okay? That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm willing to do right now. I got a lot of free time, so I'll see my messages. And just basic judging info. Showing guidelines. This will tell you what kind of identifier you're going to use. Some shows use tags. Some use 3x5 index cards. The tags are more popular, I think. A lot of shows use the 3x5, but a lot of the shows I've gone to, I've only gone to like 2 shows where they've used 3x5 cards. They're a pain. I hate using cards. And then like documentation info, things like that. Also, awards. So like this one's got paper ribbons from 1st to 6th. They're only going to record 1st and 2nd, which is awesome because that's all I check anyway. You know, information about the NAN cards, and then like I think they're going to give out rosettes and stuff for the sectional and division champs and stuff. Basic show hall rules: no smoky, no alcohol, you know, things like that. No, you know. They say no foul language. Most of the shows I've gone to have had only like 1 or 2 kids, and most of the time they're confined to their own area showing. Trust me, my last show I had no kids. It was fun. We're just a bunch of bad mouthing pirates is what we are. It was bad. Especially when we get on a rant. Basically, just basic info. If you have to sell a model, it's another thing. You can sell from your table as well. Just make the appropriate signage, things like that. And pets info only if you have it for like a special service. If you have an ESA or like a guide dog or something, then you can have it with you. Unless you have to take care of that dog or something. So that's basically what you'll find on that page. Next, we're going to go to is the class list info. And I'm just going to show you just real quick here. I'm going to keep doing it on this side. I'm going to show you a bigger copy of this. Basically, you can download the class list. That's how mine is. Sometimes you might have to print off the page, etc. It'll show you just all the info for it. Break down each class, things like that. So now I'm going to move to my paper. Because what I went in and did was I printed off a PDF of it and just wrote the note, the three per class, extra horses are an extra $1, which is a cool deal. I love when shows do that, where if you have extra horses in that class, it's another $1. So you just place $1 on the table in front of the horse. What I go to do, this is the first thing I do. You guys can do it differently, but first thing I do is I go through and I highlight the class where I know I'm going to have a horse. So like common ones like Arabs, thoroughbreds that I have a lot of in my collection, I go through, quick highlight. I've been weirdly addicted to the color pink. I hated the color pink growing up, and weirdly I've been addicted to the color pink now. So pink marker, because I had to. And then what I do is after I go through and I highlight, is I go through and I write in the names of the horses. I'm going to use my girl Rose here for the show info later. And so, like, she's here under part Arab because she's an Arapalooza and an Arabian Appaloosa mix. So, I just go through and I do that. It's all broken down. It'll tell you, like, traditional minis, custom traditionals, things like that. What I do after that is I grab my notebook. You can obviously get one anywhere. And I go through. I got to find the page because I lost it. This will work. I go through, and so, like, this was from my last show that I was at in the fall, the one where I had the car issues. I write down the name, or I write down the class name, so Arabian, so this is custom mini class, the Arabian, and then I just do a bullet point. You can see, like, just a bullet, and then I write the horse's name down, and then I normally put a dash, and then when I put the dash, that means I'm gonna whatever they place at the show, I'm going to make a note of that in my notebook. It helps me and I like to, and I'll show this to you in a little bit, when I do my, in my next video, when I do the actual show info for when you're at the show, what to do when you're at the show. I'll probably go over a bunch of this stuff again. But I write down the ribbon placings, so the first and the nan, and then this horse in particular, Z, she got a reserve, or he got a reserve for his class. So I always like to make note of that just in case. What happens is sometimes I forget, because what I do is I write on the back of the ribbon, which I'll show you in the next video. I just like to make note of who it was and what the year was, and then sometimes I wrote down, like if it was a double judge show, I wrote down breed or collectability. I like to just make note of that. I don't know why, but I do. Each person's different. You can do it differently. But I like to make notes of that. And so making the extra notes here in my book, basically just like, oh, I have an extra reserve ribbon laying around. Who does this go to? I could quickly go through. I can double check to make sure, the other one, because I had 2 horses place reserve at this show. Double check to see if the other one's written on. If not, I just assign one. I don't care. I don't know if you won this one or not, but or if the other ones, say I have like 4 horses win, I have 2 that are, 2, I don't know, say 2 champs, 2 reserves. I already have 1 champ labeled, 1 reserve labeled, and I forget to label the other 2. I can go back in my book as long as I made a note of it in my book and see, like, oh, I forgot, Z place, he got a reserve. So then I can quickly, it helps when I categorize or when I post my show results on my Instagram. So I like to do that. I like to keep track of everything in my notebook. Another thing that a lot of people probably don't do, some people should do, apologies, is something that I like to do. I've categorized everything. Each horse gets their own slip. Right here in my binder, just my model horse show binder. I have another one that's black that's like I said, weird with the pink thing. I have another one around here that's black, and I use it for my proxy. So if I send my horse off to get proxied from a friend, I send that notebook with them, and I just take the slip out from inside. So I'm gonna flip to Rose since I'm using her for my thing. So here's Rose. This is her sheet. Not all my horses have this updated cool picture, which I took with my lovely photo booth behind me, because I've sold my camera and I haven't paid off my new one yet. So, from my dad, because I haven't even started payments on it. I bought it in last, like, March or April. But anyway, I miss my old Canon, but not all the horses have this. I just know because of their envelope, which I'll show you in a minute, but I just put some basic info. And then I store documentation as well. So I have, like, the stone reference, and then I have a couple that I have had written out. So in those, what I do is I get, and I'll talk about this again as well in the next video. Each horse gets a separate envelope. You can just buy a pack of them for like $5. You can get like 100 something for like $5 at the grocery store. I know I can at my 2 local grocery stores. I like to use this to categorize the ribbons, so the ribbons just aren't everywhere. So if you guys can see here, all the ribbons are in here. So here's Rose's ribbons. She's colorful because she likes to win. And then what I do, and I'm going to go over this again probably in the next videos, I label it so it's just the doctor and I, which is Rose. And then I just write down Stone Traditional. It just helps me categorize them. And then I write down all the placings on this side. I just rewrote this one. She needed a new one. But you guys can see, you know, first, Div Res is Division Reserve. I don't know if I have one that's... I think she's mainly got reserves. Oh, no, she has one Div Champ. I think it's right here, Div Champ, which I'll show you when I talk about other show info in a bit. So, I'm going to let this video upload. This is part 1 of my 2-part show video. Next one I'm going to show you what to do when you're at the show, some common courtesies, as well as ribbon info, NAN card info, tagging info, and what to do when you put your horse on the table, which I'm going to be using this here, so I might scoot you guys up, and you guys might be like right next to me. So I will talk to you guys here in a little bit. Bye.